What's up, guys? We have another news video today. This time we are getting more we're getting more Blue Eyes support in Battle of Chaos. If you forgot, Battle of Chaos also has new Dark Magician support, so this set is going to be insane. Usually legacy support, and in particular anything with Blue Eyes, Dark Magician Girl, heroes, they go up in value. We'll see if this set is going to be one of the most expensive sets, or at least one of the most expensive main sets since Rise of the Duelist. Anyways, before we even jump into that, I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit of why this is a good thing. I know some of you guys are going to be upset because we are getting more Blue Eye support. We just got Blue Eye support in the 2021 tins, right? People are tired of it. People are tired of Egyptian gods. People are tired of DM in general. They don't want any more Blue Eyes, any more Dark Magician, or at least that's what it seems like. And I'm here to say that this is actually a good thing, because we're getting about five new cards for both Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, and it's a good precedence that in a main set we're getting new support for these really old archetypes, right? Because it means that Konami will be supporting older archetypes a little bit more. If you look at the archetypes being supported in Battle of Chaos, it is a really, really good sign. We have Nordic, we have S-Force that actually was really unveiled sometime today as of this recording, right? When I'm recording this. Blue Eyes, we got Fusion support, I guess, Chaos, and DDD. We also got some DDD being unveiled in the live stream that happened over the weekend. In general, we're getting a lot of good support for old archetypes, and it's a good thing because the new archetypes that Konami releases are usually crap. And there's already so many archetypes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is an established card game. We do not need 15 new archetypes every year. Maybe like 2 or 3, and then just support the older archetypes. It doesn't have to be just Dark Magicians or Blue Eyes or whatever. But this is a good sign because we do need support for older archetypes, because there's just so many archetypes, and adding new half-assed ones is not a good idea. Anyways, let's jump into this new Blue Eye support, and we're gonna start off with this jet. And if you're curious or kind of questioning why this jet is a thing, Kaiba literally achieved the American dream. He was a fanboy for a card game, and he got rich by screwing over his stepdad that he bought created his own jet in the shape and the image of his favorite card, Blue Eyes. And this is what this card represents, the American dream. Even though Kaiba is actually Japanese and, he kind of screwed people over, it's still the American dream. Alright, so the effect of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon is you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. You must have Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field or in your graveyard to activate these effects. Actually, okay, so there's a restriction, So first effect here, if a card or cards on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when they were destroyed, or hand even if not. So this is kind of confusing wording, but I think it's saying that if the jet is in your graveyard, then you can activate the effect, or if it was added to your hand before the cards were destroyed, you can activate it as well. Really weird wording. Essentially, you can get this card out on the field when a card is destroyed, as long as you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field or graveyard to activate the effects. Effect number 2, other cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is really good. It just gives you protection. And it's non-targeting too. It doesn't say like it cannot be targeted. It just says cannot be destroyed. So that's pretty decent. Effect number 3, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles, you can target one card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. That bouncing effect is actually really good. We're seeing with some cards that are coming out. I'm looking at Destiny Hero Phoenix Sky or whatever that's coming out in Burst of Destiny. You kind of don't want cards to go in the graveyard. You want them to go either, remove them from play, preferably face down, because then they're useless, or bounce them back, especially for extra deck monsters. If you bounce them back, it is a better way to out cards nowadays. The stats themselves are interesting as well because it has 0 defense, but its attack is 3,000 because it's a Blue Eyes, of course, level 8. So it does synchronize well with all the Blue Eyes, and in general, this card is actually pretty damn strong. It summons itself, it gives you protection, and it also balances cards. So I mean, you know, it looks good so far. This new support looks promising. Moving on here, we got a new Lord of Dragon retrain, and he has his little flute there. It's the head of a Blue Eye. So what is he gonna put his mouth on? Anyways, moving on, we have Lord of Dragon, or the Tyrant of D, maybe it's like oh, I see. So it's a Lord of Dragon, the Tyrant of D, maybe. Anyway, so level 4 Dark Spellcaster effect, 1200 attack, 1100 defense. Its effect is you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Okay, so it restricts you. Cool. Effect number 1, you can send one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. So it sets up the graveyard with Blue Eyes cards. That's actually really good. I don't think you necessarily want Blue Eyes in your deck, so it thins out your deck and sets up your graveyard. So, all right, effect number 1, I'm digging. Oh, it also special summons himself this way, huh? So free special summon. You haven't used your normal summon yet. Effect number 2, you can discard one Blue Eyes White Dragon or card that specifically lists it in its text and target one Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. Okay, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing some potential in this. So effect number 1, you set up Blue Eyes to the graveyard, special summon this card for free. Then you discard a spell trap or a monster that lists Blue Eyes, or even a Blue Eyes White Dragon itself, to the graveyard, and then you can special summon a graveyard from your graveyard, a Blue Eyes White Dragon monster. A Blue Eyes monster, I should say. So if I'm reading this correctly, you can actually just send a Blue Eyes monster and then just revive it. Or I guess, no, it has to be a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Or I guess like Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon would work too, because it specifically lists Blue Eyes in its text. So it's not bad. I mean, if you're keeping track at home here, you have 2 monsters on the field now. This and whatever Blue Eyes monster you summon from the graveyard in your field, and you still haven't done a normal summon. You have like 3,000, because Blue Eyes are usually 3,000 attack, right? Plus 1,200. You already have 4,200 attack bodies on the floor, on the field. Effect number 3, if you control a Blue Eyes monster, you choose the attack targets for your opponent. So effect number 3 is pretty nice too, because this card is pretty weak, so it gives you protection for at least a couple turns, maybe, unless your opponent can kind of beat over your Blue Eyes, which is it might be unlikely, to tell you the truth, because like I said, Blue Eyes just have really high attack. Moving on here, we have a new Blue Eyes fusion, and it's kind of a mix of Blue Eyes and Tyrant Dragon. The stats are 3,400, 2,900. Its name is Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, so definitely is a merge between Blue Eyes and Tyrant Dragon. It's a level 8 light monster. I think Tyrant Dragon was a fire attribute monster. Moving on to its effect, materials, Blue Eyes White Dragon, +1 dragon monster. So it's going to be incredibly easy to summon this in a Blue Eyes deck. Must first be either fusion summon or special summon from the extra deck by tributing a Blue Eyes White Dragon equipped with a fusion monster. I'm not exactly sure how viable that is. I don't think Blue Eyes has fusion monsters that equip themselves to Blue Eyes monsters, but I could be wrong. Effect number 1, unaffected by trap cards. Honestly, it's not that good. Not a lot of decks use traps. Effect number 2, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. It's pretty decent. I mean, if you're a hero player, Vision Hero Trinity is probably one of the better cards, right? And this kind of has the same vibes, except it is weaker. Trinity can get up to 5,000 attack just by itself, but this one only has 3,400, so it's kind of like, it's only all right. Effect number 3, once per turn of this card battles, at the end of the damage step, you can target one trap in your graveyard, set it to your spell or trap zone. I'm not exactly sure how good that is either in a Blue Eyes deck. I think the only good trap in a Blue Eyes deck, and I could be wrong, is the new one from the 2021 tins that is basically like Eternal Soul for Blue Eyes. Again, I could be wrong because I don't play Blue Eyes, but I'm not sure on this card. It's a first effect is probably going to be somewhat useless. There's not a lot of decks that use traps, especially targeting to destroy traps. If you play like Trap Tricks, maybe side it, but is Trap Tricks even like a pop-in deck right now? So effect number 1, it's all right. Not in this format though. Effect number 2 could be good if you can kind of boost its attack, so you can just ram over your opponent's board and just try to win in your first turn. Effect number 3 might be good depending on how many traps this deck has in its arsenal, right? So I'm iffy on this one. Depending on number 3, and if there are meta decks that have traps that target monsters, your monsters in particular, maybe. The second to last card here is a new fusion, quick play fusion. Again, my hero players know Mask Change is like the best card. Anytime you can summon something from your extra deck on your battle phase is good, or even just when on your main phase when your opponent targets cards with, let's say, evenly matched, you can just chain this to it and it has no target. Quick play summonings are the best summonings. Let's see what this does though. So Ultimate Fusion, quick play spell card. You can only activate 1 card of this card's name per turn. That's actually a decent restriction because you don't want to abuse it. During the main phase, fusion summon 1 monster that lists Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as material by shuffling fusion materials listed on it from your hand, field, or graveyard into the deck, including those listed Blue Eyes White Dragons and or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons. Then you can destroy face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragons and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons used as material from the field. That's decent. So the first effect, and it is actually somewhat of a plus, guys. When cards are recycled back into your deck, it could be a good thing, right? If you run out of resources and you need them back in your deck, cards like this can help you out. The only thing is if you're having a match, if you're in a duel, and you get to the point where you're running out of resources, the duel's probably taking too long, and you probably did something wrong, or your opponent did something wrong, because duels nowadays only last like maybe 10 turns, maybe, and that's like including turn 1 is your turn and then turn 2 is your opponent, going back and forth. So at max 5 back-to-back turns, if you want to think of it like that. Duels don't last that long for you to need cards like this, but if it's there, you can use it. It's again a quick play spell card, remember that, because the second effect is that you can destroy cards, and they do have to be face up. That's unfortunate, but you can destroy cards up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragons or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons, which I don't think this is going to come into picture, so we'll ignore it. Up to the number of times up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragons you use in the fusion summon. In other words, you summon Blue Eyes Twin Dragon in your battle phase, right? So you attack with a Blue Eyes or 2 Blue Eyes, and then you have those resources either on the field, like I said, because you attacked with them, or you have something in your hand, like a Blue Eyes in your hand or in your graveyard or whatever, to try to summon this Blue Eyes Twin Dragon, because I think it's only 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I could be wrong, though. And then, so you attack, and then you used up all your attacks, right? You have this quick play in your hand, you activate it, you send those, or you put those cards back into your deck, and then you destroy 2 cards, man. You can clear your opponent's board, I should say, and have Blue Eyes Twin Dragon do 2 attacks. That's 2,800, I think, attack times 2. This card can be busted. The only thing is, will people use it? I don't know. I'm not the greatest player, so my scenario might not even, happen. It might not be a viable card. We'll see. I think it's good. Anytime I see a quick play fusion card, I automatically think it's good, so maybe that's just my bias. Moving on to the last card here, we got Apparition with Eyes of Blue. No idea what Apparition is, but okay. It's a continuous spell card. let's kind of see a close-up here. Looks kind of cool. I mean, it's just a Blue Eyes card with that's like has like a glow to it. I don't know. Moving on to its effects. So you can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. When you activate this card, you can also reveal one Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. And if you did, special summon one monster from your hand, again including a Blue Eyes, I suppose. It gives you the option here to either go with the Blue Eyes you reveal or with another card. It doesn't have to be Blue Eyes in your hand. So that's actually pretty decent. That's actually really good. Blue Eyes in general play really high level monsters, so you can just out like alternative dragon. Although I guess if you already have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, you can summon Blue Eyes alternative dragon. So I don't know. Maybe number 1 isn't as good as I'm thinking. Effect number 2: once per turn, you can target one face-up monster you control. Return that face-up monster to the hand. Then you can apply one of these effects based on its original name. If it's a Blue Eyes White Dragon, special summon one monster from your hand. Wait. Wow, you can... So in general, you can actually special summon 2 monsters in 1 turn. You can do it with the first effect, and then with this... If you reveal, or if you send back a Blue Eyes White Dragon back into your hand, you can summon anything. So it's basically effect number 1 again. It's pretty crazy. Otherwise, if you return something that's not a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand. So this card is actually pretty good, and I think it's definitely searchable with Bingo Machine Go-Go. So this card is pretty busted. I'm kind of thinking now, because I'm seeing a really good combos here, because you can special summon this guy for free, essentially, and still have your normal summon, like I said. You can then summon a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard, because you'll definitely will have one if you special summon this card, because you can just ditch a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck, so you'll definitely have one. So you're at a Blue Eyes White Dragon and a Lord of Dragon on your field, and then let's say you have Bingo Machine Go, or you just flat out draw this card. You can special summon another card. When you activate this card, you can also reveal 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. If you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, then you have another special summon, so that's already 3 bodies for free. And then once per turn, you can target one face-up monster you control, and then special summon another. So I guess you kind of like switch one monster for another here, but that's not bad. Okay, so we're at 3 bodies, essentially, if we assume that we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in our hand to use this effect, right? And we still have Lord of D. So if we return Lord of D, we can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand. So Blue Eyes monsters in general have like a 3,000 attack baseline. So we're at 3 monsters with 3,000 attack with an opening hand of just Lord of D, this card, and a Blue Eyes White Dragon in our hand. That's not bad. And remember, we still haven't done our normal summon. That is insane. That's actually pretty insane, guys. And the Blue Eyes X is about like outing really high monsters, so this really fits the bill. I don't want to drag this video on too long, but I'm actually pretty happy with this. It's definitely something Blue Eyes need. It's definitely to their play style, and all the artwork looks fucking dope. Except maybe the continuous spell here, because it's just Blue Eyes with a shine. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this busted ass support for Blue Eyes. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.